Go ahead, Deb.
This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act and JSA 10:4-6 et sec, notice of which was sent to the record in the Star Ledger and was posted on the municipal bulletin board. Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Here. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Here. Councilmember Battaglia.
Here.
Councilmember Carroll.
Here.
Mayor LaBrus.
Here? Okay.
Flag salute.
Would everybody please rise for the flag salute? Sorry.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here you come.
Okay. I have no proclamations or presentations to present this evening. I need a motion for the regular county executive meeting of September 6, 2022. Is everybody present?
Yes.
Okay.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Aye. Councilmember Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Thank you. With that, we go to the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. The Recreation Department is hosting a holiday senior trip on December 16th called a Playhouse Christmas. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. There are only 50 tickets available. Please contact the Recreation Department for additional details. The city, along with Hackensack Men's Health, will be hosting a men's health event on October 1st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Hackensack Civic Center. Screenings and informational sessions will be available. The City Stigma-Free Committee is partnering with ICAL to host Dancing for the Cure, a breast cancer awareness Zumba event. This event will be on October 2nd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the green. All proceeds will benefit the American Cancer Society. The city's recreation department will be hosting an annual children's Halloween party that will take place on October 22nd. The city of Hackensack has launched our new and improved city website. Please take a moment to familiarize yourself with it and the new layout and all of the navigation tools. By popular demand, Sunset Yoga is back for the fall season. Sessions will be offered on September 26th and October 3rd at Atlantic Street Park. All outdoor dining regulations have been extended until November 2023, I should say. Please don't forget to log in your airport noise complaints so we can remain on task to resolve the ongoing issues with the Teterboro flight path. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Then we move on to resolution. Ready, Deb?
I'm ready.
Resolution 391-22.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 42-2022, an ordinance establishing chapter 24A of the Code of the City of Hackensack, Information Technology Department.
Need a motion, please?
Roll call.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Aye. Councilmember Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be resolved that the above ordinance, being ordinance 42-2022, as introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on October 3rd, 2022, at 8:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter, as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place, all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 392-22.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 43-2022, an ordinance amending chapter 170 of the city code and establishing commercial vehicle parking areas on the west side of Green Street, immediately north and south of the intersection of Lodi Street.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Aye. Councilmember Battaglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance, being ordinance 43-2022, as introduced, is now passed on first reading, and the said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on October 3rd, 2022, at 8:00 p.m., or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 393-22.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 44-2022, an ordinance establishing a dream team for the city of Hackensack for sustainable Jersey certification.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second. Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 44-2022, as introduced, is now passed on first reading, and the said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on October 3rd, 2022, at 8:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached and at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 394-22.
This is a resolution designating Hackensack Main Street Urban Renewal LLC as a designated redeveloper of Block 315, lots 14, 15, 21, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.01, 28.02, 29.02, 30.01, 30.02, 31, and 34 within the Block 315 redevelopment plan area and authorizing entry of a redevelopment agreement.
Need a motion?
Offer. Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 395-22.
This is a resolution authorizing tax refund for duplicate payments, overpayments, and county board judgments.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second. Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 396-22.
It's a resolution awarding bid contracts for Second Street roadway improvement project.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second. Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 397-22.
It's a resolution authorizing accrued time payout of $74,241.02 to firefighter Virgil Ulysses.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second. Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 398-22.
This is a resolution concurring with Planning Board's redevelopment investigation findings regarding Block 206.2, lots 24, 25, 26, and 26.01, 116-130 Main Street and 111 Moore Street, and designating it as an area in need of redevelopment for non-condemnation purposes.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second. Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 399-22.
It's a resolution authorizing Roosevelt Jean as temporary judge for the Hackensack Municipal Court.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second. Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, before we move on to consent agenda, very small.
We still have one more.
Oh, I'm sorry, we need to pay the bills?
Uh,
You sure?
Don't, Jim will be very upset.
Resolution 400-22, motion to pay the bills.
Offer.
Second. Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll,
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. And with that, we move to the consent agenda, which consists of only 3 items tonight. I'm expecting there are no conflicts. Any conflicts? Jerry, do you have a conflict?
No, I don't, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so with that, move forward.
Okay, the consent agenda. The following items are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one motion. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by certification of availability of funds. Any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda, and consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes, including any exceptions or additions. Consent agenda consists of Resolution 401-22. It's a resolution authorizing the release of escrow for 78 Johnson Avenue. Resolution 402-22, resolution authorizing a recreation refund. And Resolution 403-22, a resolution appointing school crossing guards for the 2022-2023 school year.
Need a motion to adopt the consent agenda as it was just read?
Offer.
Second. Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay. That, need a motion to open to the public?
Offer.
Second. Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. At this time, anybody from the public who would like to speak, please come forward, give your name to the clerk, and you will have 3 minutes. Thank you.
Ruth Bauer, excuse me, Ruth Bauer, newsletter, 279 Hamilton Place, Hackensack, New Jersey. And I, just to continue on with what I was saying earlier, is there any intention of doing anything about the parking situation in the city? I know that we were just saying that the point of having the meters there is because otherwise everybody else would just park and people who work there wouldn't be able to find spots. But there seems to me that there should be some sort of a compromise. I don't know how other people feel who are working there, if they're just putting in the money all day long and they know exactly what to do and they have it all worked out. But I find it, I find it, it just has a negative impact on people I know who want to come into the city and are concerned about getting tickets. I don't find the parking meters user-friendly. And the fact that I was told I didn't put a quarter in first is ridiculous. So something should be done about the parking. I don't know how important you consider this to be, but it's important to me, the fact that I know you have 2-hour parking on the streets and family visits and they want to stay overnight. What do? It's crazy. It's, you know, this becomes the problem. What do you do with the car? That's nonsense. Shouldn't have to be that way. There should be something that can be done to make Hackensack parking more user-friendly for the residents. And just to throw in 2 little comments. One is, and I've said this many, many times, but I'm going to say it again. I walk every morning and the garbage that's on the streets is very disturbing, very disturbing. Plastic bottles all over the place, in the sewers. And people just throw their refuse, their food, their plastic containers all over the place where I don't know about where you live, but in the Anderson Street area and the surrounding area, it's really an embarrassment, and something should be done. I had my cousin from Virginia, and she was appalled by what she saw. And also, quickly, are you planning on putting any solar panels on any of the new buildings? Solar panels. Thank you.
Thank you. Next person, please.
I'm Rich. Does this work? I don't hear myself. Do you hear me?
I think you can hear you, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they can hear you in the audience.
All right.
We can hear you.
I'm Rich Servo, Hackensack, Spring Valley Avenue. And look, you know, there's a lot of talk about inflation, and they're talking so much about it. They're trying to pass something to lower inflation legislation. Yeah, it's a first, I think. But there's lots of inflation talk, and we have federal government, state government, we have county government, and we have this. That's what's driving inflation, okay? So why not have creative thinking about how to cut government, how to cut costs here, how to cut costs there? It's the only thing that's going to work. Government is driving inflation. It's true. So do some cutting and it will work. I mean, there's increases for everything every year automatically, and it's wrong. You're growing the government, and it's going to continue unless somebody puts a stop to it. Okay, next. I was reading about one of our historians. His name is Henry Adams. He was a part of the Adams family. His brother, I think, was president. Henry Adams, our American historian, talked about losing your faculty of will, okay? Especially in government, in the clergy, in the schools, everywhere. After you're in those positions too long, you lose your desire to do the job. And you're still getting paid, and that's one of the biggest problems everywhere in this country for sure. Okay, you're losing your desire to do a job after you've been in it so long. Look at the government we have in Washington. Some of those people have been in there so long. You think they still have a desire to do their job? They're getting paid so much, plus they don't have a desire to work or do anything. The church has that problem. Schools have that problem. It's crazy. Please think it through when you're doing your job, okay? So have a desire to do your job in government instead of not having one. Okay, another thing is I sent some emails to the mayor and the city manager about my dad. Now, I asked years ago when he passed away, he's gone 10 years now, just for a remembrance. I don't want anything. It's not anything, there'll be no cost. I brought it up years ago with Mr. Trost, I think it was, and then Mr. Ehrenberg even chimed in about it. Mr. Dibb even said that he was on board with it and was going to do something and have a remembrance for my dad at Foschini Park somewhere. I agree, okay, yeah, let's do that. Or somewhere on Atlantic Avenue with the parking garage that he was proud of, and stuff that else that he did. He loved this city. He was dedicated to the city. And in the meantime, while I was asking this, my brother passed away recently. He's been a teacher for 30 years. I mean, it's crazy that, and my mother, let me throw her in. She worked for the city for 30 years too. I mean, come on. I mean, just a remembrance for the former mayor of Hackensack, that's it. It's nothing. It would take nothing to do. A little placard on a bench or anything, on a tree or something like that. I will say, thank you so much.
We'll take it into consideration.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else from the public? Ma'am?
Yes.
Please give your name to the clerk.
My name is Estela Marina. I am from Davis Avenue.
Behind the microphone.
I am from Davis Avenue.
Okay.
Hackensack. I have the same problem like the lady. It's a parking lot for the library. I think it's insane, many years, and it's the same problem, no parking. Now it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I don't know. They have, but before was a parking lot, but now it's not. I think it's just for employees.
When I work, the employees, they find the parking. I think the priority is us, the people who pay taxes. So I don't know what you were saying, business, I don't care. The business is your problem, the building is your problem, but the parking lot for the library is for the people who live here. How you can have 20 computers, in fact, no parking lot? Doesn't make sense. I used to live in Maine. Maine have plenty of parking lot. We don't have to pay any penny there. But here, big city, it's ridiculous. It's many years. I'm living 15 years here. Nobody did nothing. The director of the library, the mayor here, I don't know. So you have to fix this. It's your problem, you are here, so you have to fix. I can say, oh, well, we don't use like people, like they don't drive. If you're parking there, you have like fine 250. Why don't do that? For whoever wants to go to the library. So that's your job. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm gonna speak to that, and Stephanie, you're gonna have to deal with this a little bit because you're the liaison to the library. But we, in the past, have questioned the employees' parking, and there's quite a few employees, close to 40 people, 40 spots or so that park at the library. I don't know if that's the exact number, but there's a lot of spots there that are designated just for employee parking for the library. And it's been my feeling all along, is looking at it from a business perspective, is, and it's the same thing on Main Street, when the parking was 20, and we've always had parking meters on Main Street since I was a child, okay? But that said, when parking was 25 cents an hour, all the employees for all the businesses on Main Street parked in front of the building where they worked for $2 a day, because they would pay $2 a day to not have to park somewhere else. When we raised the parking to what every other town was getting, large cities or cities in the area to $1 an hour, they stopped doing that, and now customers had parking. At least the option to pay to park. They had no place to park before that. In my opinion, and we would work with the library, and we've offered to work with the library to put their employees in a city lot, to open up that lot so that patrons to the library could park there. Okay, that was our intent, our goal. Still is our goal. So we're gonna bring that back up, saying, well, hey, listen, we're getting complaints. Because look at it from our point of view. This is a library issue, okay? The library has a parking lot, which they use for themselves, right? They don't offer it to the public, but the public comes here to complain about the parking, all right? When we're the ones saying, open up your lot. Don't forget, we're the city. We fund the library. We fund the library, all right? Think about that. The Johnson Library is the third highest funded library in the state of New Jersey, so they get well funded. But it's our request and it's our wish that they open up those spots to the public. And they don't want to do it. So we're going to go back to them again and say, hey, you know, times are changing. We need to get some, you know, the parking here. And on another note, across the street, that block, behind that is a lot D, right, which is designated, was on tonight, designated for redevelopment. But as part of that redevelopment, that lot will go to the developer, but that lot will have to give the city of Hackensack we have 130?
We have 133 spots now. There'll be 220 spots available for public parking in a garage, right across the street from the library.
It's right across the street from the library, so that's coming. That's part of the progress that's going on in the city. But that doesn't alleviate or help anybody right now with parking. That's probably a couple of years down the road. But we will address the library. Our city councilwoman, Stephanie, will address them. And if need be, I'll accompany you if you want me to. And say, hey guys, come on, the city's changing. We need you to give up some of your parking. We'll put you up. We'll put your employees. We're going to offer to put their employees in a lot somewhere.
Yeah, it's the same problem. 15 years I've been here. It's the same problem.
Yep.
Nobody cares.
Because
We
they
ask them
always
every year, we ask them again this year, said that we really need this to be for people that are coming to use the library. and they just refuse to do it. They say it's their parking lot and they're gonna use it for their.
And I don't think, I know, offered me the ticket system, but then you run the risk that people are just gonna run into the library, get a ticket, and then go elsewhere and not pay.
There's no control. I understand your reasoning behind getting.
That's why
getting a
you're
ticket
here,
and
you have
putting it
to
on
find
there, but
out.
There's no way to
That's
control
why
that
you're
through our parking division, so it's impossible. So you could get an employee who wants to park in front, he goes inside, gets a ticket because he's friends with the coworkers, and he parks his car in front, and he's got a ticket on there all day. How do we control that? And that doesn't help you, and it doesn't help us.
But for a small amount of money to park, to run into the library and do what you need to do, I think those spots should be available for that reason, for that purpose. And that was our intent, and that's what we asked for, and instead, let's bring it back up with them again, and saying the public was really upset about this. And there's about 12 spots there, there's not 6. How many?
Yeah, because
14 spots.
doesn't make sense. You
14
have
spots,
20
so
computers.
The back door is right there.
20 computers, who's gonna use? I have to pay the parking lot to go in, the 20 people has to pay to go to the library? You're like a boy, today I went, I was so frustrated because I didn't have any cord here. I couldn't get in because I got a ticket already. That's insane. How you work?
We can't make Main Street free parking, that's not gonna happen.
I don't say,
It's never been free parking, it's never gonna be free.
I don't say Main Street, but you have to.
Brings them a lot.
Para
Sí,
lease,
helps.
para lease, the parking spot, they should
Should
be
be
for the
available.
patrons of the
Yes,
library.
we all agree with that, but.
My daughter-in-law that's a teacher, she preferred to go to Maywood when she got to do some research, because in Hackensack there was a space.
But those spots-
Maywood is the best.
Right.
That's a shame. Maywood is the best. A small town, better. Here,
Well,
big
they don't-
city.
You nailed it, you said a small town, they don't have big city problems. We have different, this is a big city. It's a
Big
city,
city,
it's
more
not, it's the
money,
largest
right?
city in
More
Bergen
money,
County. We
right?
don't have small town problems, we got big city problems, and parking is one of them. So
But
we
somebody
didn't
say
think-
you have to cut something else to do the priority for
But I
us.
think the problem can be solved if we.
I can tell you this, if parking is
is
free on Main Street, you wouldn't have any parking at all, because every employee that works there would park on the street.
That's the
Hundreds and
problem.
hundreds of people would line the streets with employees' cars, that's exactly
And
what.
residents too.
It's what was happening at 25 cents an hour. It was happening, it was okay.
At least this way, there will be spots available for a minimal amount of money, if we can get that parking lot. We're trying to do that. We're trying to.
I don't think if we really want to.
What about the parking lots that are behind Main Street on the back?
Yeah, behind Musical
That's
George.
behind Music Yours, that's where we're gonna put a garage, that's on tonight, on the
There's-
agenda
There's
tonight.
lots, there's meters there, they're cheaper, they're not $1 an hour, I think they're 50 cents an hour maybe.
Yeah,
But, yeah, there's meter parking back there.
but that parking really should be used by the people from the library. They only have to drop their car there in the morning and pick them up in the afternoon.
Right across the street, that's where we asked them to park, have the
Yeah.
employees park there.
And then,
Leave the other spots open for
but
people
Kathy,
visiting.
that was a deal between them that they're not supposed to pay the people from the library. They come back for free over there behind Musical George and lay the spot behind the library empty, that way anybody can use it.
Right, but Leo, they refused to do it, we offered.
Oh, no, I know that, I know.
And what about the parking lot for Hackpack, the park that's
You can park
down?
there and you go to the.
But you have to
That's a
pay,
paid parking, yeah.
We cannot not have.
even when you,
When you have an event, you're allowed to park.
There-
After 6.
After
there
6,
used to
there's
be
no
an
charge.
area that was free for people who were involved in the
Events.
program.
After 6 o'clock.
Or during the programming, there is,
It's not anymore.
no?
No, at night,
they
after
canceled
6
it.
o'clock, the parking is free in the city, there's no meters. After 6 o'clock at night, so events at the Hackpack, which take place 90% of them in the evening,
Well, we have an opening from 4 to 6.
so from 4 to 6, they'd have to use the meters. Yeah. I mean, you go to New York City to park to see a play, you're paying $40, $50.
That's why I'm not going.
You go to Maywood, you don't pay.
Again, Maywood is
Again, it's different.
13,000
New York is
people
different.
versus 50,000 people, and Maywood has more land than we do, geographically.
We have land,
than
there
Maywood
is
has.
all
And there's no
buildings.
businesses near
You can
the
walk there.
library. Our library is right central to
You
the
can
downtown.
walk there or take the bus, okay? So, I leave my car home.
You can't compare, I love Maywood, they're a great neighborhood.
You
I
can
live on the
compare New
Maywood
York
border,
too.
But you can't
Don't
compare
compare
Maywood
New
and
York.
Hackensack and think they're gonna be the same.
Wait,
You
next.
can't, it's not, we're totally different type of municipalities.
Of course.
Anybody else want to speak? Motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
I don't get anywhere. I'll talk to you.
You come with a problem, you
Okay, on a very short agenda, just one notable item on the agenda is the introduction of, Hackensack Green Team, which I think is exciting. I know that our, environmental commission has been asking for that for a while, and I think we'll have a nice team put together, and we'll get some things done, in the city, so that's exciting. Earlier on the committee of the whole agenda, Erin from, Suburban went over the master plan for Foschini. It looks great, we're very excited about it. Phase 1 will be underway soon, hopefully, once we get the DEP permit cleared. And I think it's just gonna be a wonderful project for everybody in the city. There's gonna be lots to offer, in addition to the fields. One of the important things is that all the fields except for one will be will be available for softball, which I think is a big deal, because we only had 2 fields in the city for softball. So I think that's only fair for our young women athletes to be able to get out there too. And Erin did go over some of the different things, the workout equipment, a football field. So it's really exciting to see this finally begin, and I can't wait to see the final project done. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks, Seth. Just a couple items that I think are worth mentioning, a couple of the redevelopment items. One of them on here was a redevelopment agreement, and basically what we were just talking about for Lot D. Again, Lot D is behind Music Yours, it's a surface lot now. So we're working with the developer, so the combined effort would be they would do a redevelopment project facing Main Street, and they would build a parking garage, and in that garage would be 220 dedicated spaces for the city use. So again, folks coming in and visiting the city or participating in business in the city would have a place now that's more central to the downtown. We only have one garage right now in the downtown, that's the Atlantic Street garage. So this would again give us another garage kind of central to the town, which I think is very, very important. So I think that's very worthwhile project. So there's only 133 spots in the surface lot now, so we gained 87 spots, moving up to 220 spots there. Another thing on the agenda for redevelopment was there was a redevelopment investigation for 116 to 130 Main Street. For those of you that know Main Street, we're looking at Main Street near, what's the word I'm looking for? The street that you can only walk on, I lost it.
Demarest.
Demers, thank you. So on the corner of Demers, thank you, Demers Place and Main Street, where the Harvard Lloyd is right now, the Harvard Lloyd law offices are right now, so they're looking to develop that corner as well. So that was on here tonight too. A couple of other interesting things. There was a contract approved for doing Second Street paving. I know folks up there have been waiting to get some of that work done, so that's moving forward. And another interesting idea that came to fruition, or is coming to fruition soon, because it's on the agenda tonight, is on Green Street, going over towards Lodi, Green and Lodi, there's a couple of city lots that are really not utilized at all. They're regular parking. So what the city is doing is they're converting them into commercial parking lots. So for some of the small businesses that are down in that area and may have a need to park a commercial vehicle, they can lease a spot from the city and do so securely and safely there. So I think that's also a good step in the right direction. At the committee of the whole, I think it's worth mentioning, the city manager talked about the new governor's anchor program. If you remember the Homestead rebate program, this is kind of something similar. So if you earn less than a certain amount, you can apply to have a rebate for your taxes. If you're a homeowner and you earn less than $250,000 a year, you would be eligible to receive some type of rebate. And this one's even better than the homestead rebate. You can also apply as a renter. So again, if you were a renter, and I think it was, I'm trying to remember, being was less than $150,000, I think, as a renter, you could also apply for a rebate. And this applies to the year 2019. You remember the way the homestead rebate program worked, it was always a couple of years behind, so this one is as well. So you're looking at your 2019 earnings and your 2019 taxes, etc. You should be getting applications in the mail, so don't think it's junk mail. Look for this about the anchor program and make sure you get your paperwork in. One more thing, please keep filing your lake staff concerns. I still hear people complaining. I hear the planes getting louder and sometimes more frequent. I still attend their meetings. The new flight path is not getting the use that we wish it was getting. But by collecting the data, and this is because you folks are filing the complaints, so that helps me, I've done some preliminary analysis on the data that I have. So say, for example, we had, so far in 6 months from Hackensack alone, we've had close to 4,000 complaints filed, and 3,800 or 3,900 complaints have been filed. When I analyze those complaints are made up of 132 different types of aircraft, right? So when I do the analysis and I sort it out by type, by number of complaints, I sort it out and compile it by the decibels that are registering over the hospital, and I look at the top 11, right? So if we could eliminate the top 11 type of aircraft, all right, out of 132, that would have cut the number of complaints in half. So basically, 50% of these complaints are coming from primarily 11 different types of aircraft. Now, again, I have a small data sample. I've asked Teterboro Airport to share more data with me, that I volunteered to do the analysis for them, but you know, they're really not willing to do so. So please keep filing those complaints, so I keep getting the data, and I'm going to present to them any alternate ideas, any backup plans. They're not thrilled with the fact that I would ask for this type of limitation, but I think we have to ask for everything and anything at this point in time. And if some of these large, flying low, noisy aircraft can be eliminated, use something that's a little more people-friendly, right? A little more environment-friendly. Maybe stop bringing this type of aircraft into an airport that's as small as Teterboro Airport. And I don't know how many of you know that, but basically calling small airports in the entire country, Teterboro Airport is the second busiest small airport in the entire country. So I think we're doing more than our share of providing access into this area. So I appreciate everyone's support and keep filing those complaints. Have a good night, everyone.
I have a meeting the other day with the police director and some member of the police department, and they told me what are the problems they got to prevent people from using the sidewalk with these electrical bikes, scooters, and we're gonna put some signs, and we made a recommendation to the people to stay away from the sidewalk because presenting a danger for the residents. They decide to walk around Main Street. And the recommendation to the city manager is like to try to get somebody in the weekends to try to take care of the garbage that we got in the garbage cans, because they know the right type of garbage cans and the people just put the garbage around, and then with the wind it go all over the place. And we continue with improvement in the park. We are looking forward to the paving of 2nd Street. Thank you for coming. Good night.
Thank you, Leo. Gary?
Thank you. I just want to remind everyone, just be careful as they're driving with schools that are in session. And also, I just want to wish everyone well. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Jack. As was mentioned before by the city manager, October 1st is Men's Health Day here in Hackensack. It's at the Civic Center. I believe it starts at 10 in the morning, goes to about 2 in the afternoon. New York Giants Harry Carson will be here. It's a football great, Super Bowl winner. So come on down and get checked out, get some information. Your health is important, so come on down to the Civic Center on Saturday, October 1st. It's funny, I had complaints tonight about trash on the streets and people just throwing their stuff around, because I get the same complaint at work today on First Street. Someone asked the city manager if we can look. They say there's no garbage receptacles, for instance, on First Street, going all the way down to Essex and to McDonald's. So what happens every day is you get an army of kids going from the high school to McDonald's, and it may take Newman Street or whatever, but there's very few, if any, garbage receptacles that are, there's McDonald's, everything all over the place, and, if there's no place to throw the garbage, people are throwing on the ground. That's unfortunate, but that's what they do. So we need to check that out, but we also need to check out the Anderson Street area too. Why? Because there are garbage receptacles on Anderson Street, correct, Albert?
And we're getting more under the MPP grant.
Yeah, there's more coming, so, you're not gonna see many garbage receptacles in residential areas, that's not gonna happen. But in our retail streets and near our parks, there definitely should always be plenty of receptacles to put garbage in, so. What else? With that, I think Kathy covered pretty much most of the stuff I was gonna talk about. I know this, the development on Lot D is very important for the city. We've been trying for a long time the city's been trying for a long time, especially Kathy, pushing to get this development done. It had stalled for a long time, but now we have a very good, interested developer and looking to move this project forward. It'll create a lot of extra parking for the city and alleviate some of the parking issues we're not really facing yet, but we'll face in the future. So with that, I wish everybody a good night, and we'll see you in a few weeks. Thank you. Motion to close the meeting.
Offer.
Check. Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Good night, everybody.
Aye.